From here, I'm going to verify that the dimensions are correct. I'll compare them to the blueprint. I can see that the numbers match. So I no longer need to see my dimensions. I'll turn the dimensions off, or I'll set the dimensions level to invisible. Before I can do that, I need to make a different level active. I'm going to come to my level manager, click next to the number for the solid model level. That is now the active level. I can toggle off the visibility for the dimensions level. Something else I'll do, I'm going to turn off my triads. So if I go to view and select show nomens, that will hide my X, Y, and Z axis. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a solid model from this 2D geometry. Before I do that, I'm going to look at it from an isometric view. Right click on my screen, select isometric. We'll start by extruding the outside profile 0.188 in the Z. I'll come up to the solids tab. I'll use the extrude tool. The chaining dialog box appears. I'll select one of the outside edges of the rectangular shape. The entire profile becomes selected. From here, I'll select OK. And you can see the default extrusion length and direction. I'll set the distance to the part thickness, 0.188. And I'm going to extrude this in a direction that keeps the origin at the top of the part and keeps my construction geometry on the top of the part. So I'm going to use this icon, reverse all. You can now see that the extrusion is going in the negative direction and my construction geometry sits on top of my solid model. From here, I'll select OK and create new operation. That brings up the chaining dialog box. This time I'm going to select all of the circle geometry. I can pick select each individual circle. Here I'll select OK. You can see the extrusion arrow is now going in the negative direction. And this time, instead of create body, I'm going to use the cut body option. I'll tumble my view. I can see that the holes are going all the way through. Something that I like to do, if the hole is supposed to go all the way through the part, I'm going to use the through all option. Tumble my view, make sure that the holes go all the way through the part. If everything looks good, I'll select OK. From here, I'm going to turn off the solid support geometry level. Everything that's currently on this level was used to build this solid model. If I delete or alter any of the geometry that the solid model is dependent on, it's going to cause problems. When I go to save my file, it's going to corrupt the solid model. So what I like to do is to turn off the visibility of the solid support geometry level. Less likely to alter it or delete it when it's on an invisible level. From here, I'm going to make the wireframe from solid level the active level. I'm going to create a wireframe representation of my model based off of my solid part. I'll go to the Home tab. I'm going to change the wireframe color to something that I haven't used yet. I'll choose this color here. To create curves on all edges, I'll go to the Wireframe tab. And in the Curves region, I'm going to use the Curve All Edges tool. Select Curve All Edges. Mastercam is prompting us to select the entity that we want to make the curves on. And I'm going to use the triple click to select the solid body method. So I'll triple click on my part. See the entire body change to the color yellow, indicating that it's selected. From here, I'll select End Selection. Make sure that you are in a 3D construction plane. And then you'll see all the edges highlight. And what's happening is Mastercam is creating wireframe geometry, lines, circles, arcs, on all edges of our solid model. Everything looks good. I'll select OK. You can now see that there are 44 entities on the wireframe from solid level. If I turn off the visibility of the solid model level, you can see that I have a 3D representation of my part using wireframe geometry.